Hi guys, today is October 15th, 2020, and futures pointing to a lower open as weekly jobless claims came in worse than expected. And Secretary Mnuchin yesterday said that they're still working out the differences between House Democrats and Senate Republicans and to come up with the stimulus package, and the deal is less likely before the election. So that's pressuring the markets in general, and looks like we're going to fall for the third day in a row. But in general, there's a lot of optimism and still a lot of money out there, so I don't expect a big decline here. So let's jump to SPY, ETF for S&P 500, and SPY looks like to me is like creating a cup and handle pattern, which is a bullish pattern. You see there's a cup here and there's a handle here. It's a bullish pattern. After that, after the handle is formed, the stock usually goes higher, and so I'm expecting a short-lived sell-off actually, but a pullback was in the cards definitely, and I told you this before, and but I think it would be a terrific buying opportunity for some of the stocks. Okay, so and actually at the end of the video I will tell you two stocks that I'm mostly interested in to buy on this sell-off. Okay, so let's start with, let's jump to corporate news. And by the way, if you want to see my trades on pretty much everyday basis and my portfolio, you can check out a Patreon link in the description of this video. Okay, so let's start with FSLY. Okay, so FSLY is suffering this morning. It's dropping like 28 to 30% or something after issuing current quarter revenue warning because of the reduction in business from its largest customer. And obviously the largest customer, as FSLY said before, was a TikTok for them. So this problems with regulation of TikTok obviously is affecting FSLY and other business partners. So FSLY shares are dropping, and I think, but in general, I think FSLY ran out too much. I mean, it was trading RSI like 76, and it was trading at almost all-time high, and it was inevitable that any news could trigger a sell-off of FSLY. And so it's just, I mean, at around $84, $85, I would be picking up FSLY here, and because the the revenue earning was like 5% maybe, and the stock dropped like 30%. So but it also have risen a lot more than it's supposed to, so closer to $84, $85 I would be picking up FSLY here. Okay, Tesla. Okay, so Tesla shares are lower, and Tesla said that it's cutting the price of its Model S to under 70,000. And on a separate note, analysts from Baird raised its price target for Tesla from $360 to $450. What can you say? I mean, Tesla looking pretty good to me. I mean, on the chart, I mean, really good to me actually, because there's a actual resistance line around $450, and it broke that resistance yesterday. Right now it's trading right below that line, but the MACD crossed here, it broke the resistance line here. I mean, it's looking pretty good to me. I would be buying Tesla on this sell-off. Okay, so Disney. Okay, so Disney shares are lower this morning, though for the last past days it's been trading higher because because the company announced a major reorg that will make streaming a primary focus. While this is good news for Disney, but in general, I'm not a big fan of Disney stock, because even though they announced a reorg, and they should have done it before, to tell the truth, to focus more on streaming, because this is the area where they make money. All the other areas, like the movies and parks, they're struggling. So until the pandemic, I mean, yes, they announced this reorg, and this is going to benefit Disney, but in general, until the pandemic is over and we have a vaccine, I mean, Disney shares will be under pressure, and this could be just dead money for a while. So I'm not a big fan of Disney. I will just leave it alone. Okay, J&J. So the shares of J&J are falling for a couple of days after the company paused its COVID-19 vaccine trials due to an adverse event in one of the participants. So actually, that's bad news for J&J, but in general, that happens all the time during the trials because some of the adverse effects, some of the participants was existing conditions that, for example, company didn't know, and trials usually stopped and then resumed again. So I wouldn't be putting too much emphasis on this event, on this problem, on the stopping the trials, because they will investigate it and will resume higher. 147, I would like to buy J&J closer to 145, maybe even lower. So if that stock drops that low, I would think it's a buy. Okay, JP Morgan actually reported spectacular numbers, really terrific results due to reduced loans reserves and strong trading revenues. But nevertheless, the stock has been falling on these results because bank stocks are generally just in a gutter, and just people don't like them. But in general, if you want to buy one bank stock, JP Morgan is that stock to buy, because Jamie Dimon is the CEO of the JP Morgan, is really good, and the numbers that I looked at were terrific. So in general, JP Morgan is a buy in my book. Okay, Bank of America, on the other hand, reported also a beat by 2 cents, but revenue was below expectations, and set aside 1.4 billion for possible loan losses, which is significantly more than previous quarters. But Bank of America earnings were not as good as JP Morgan earnings, and I was pretty disappointed actually with the Bank of America earnings, and the stock will probably fall again today, but I will definitely pick up JP Morgan at these prices on this sell-off. Okay, Rcl Royal Caribbean. Okay, so Royal Caribbean has been under pressure lately after saying it has begun offering 500 million worth of common stock. Okay, so Royal Caribbean took advantage of recent stock buying by investors, and actually issue more shares, and I would let Royal Caribbean just fall more, because closer to $50 I think it's could be a good pickup, but around $60 I think is still too high to me. Okay, so Goldman Sachs, it's another investment bank, reported earnings. Actually reported spectacular earnings, even better than JP Morgan earnings. Reported $9.68 per share versus $5.57 expected. Revenue was also above, so higher net revenues across all segments, with particular strengths in global markets and asset management and trading revenue. Okay, so Goldman Sachs reported spectacular numbers. I don't know why Street doesn't give them a lot of credit, but it shows the earnings were unbelievably good. So I would be picking up Goldman Sachs here. On this, especially on this sell-off, and I think it's a pretty good buy to me. Okay, so Apple remains on watch after the following the Tuesday reveal of the new iPhone models, and actually Apple didn't disappoint me, and they revealed like 4 or 5 models of new iPhone and other gadgets, and I actually think that people are saying that's a new super cycle, and I do believe it, because I think this is going to be a strong holiday sales for Apple. So Apple, in my opinion, is a buy. Okay, Pearson. So Pearson said it was on track to meet market forecasts for 2020 with increased demand for online learning, helping to offset the negative impact of the closed schools. So Pearson, after reporting this, shares went up a little bit, but leveled off, and I think it would be a long-term buy for Pearson. Stock symbol PSO. AMC Entertainment. AMC CEO denied rumors that the company is considering bankruptcy, telling Reuters that it considers raising new capital only through equity shares, which is not good news for stockholders. It means that they will sell more secondary offering, more shares. Okay, so I would avoid AMC altogether. Okay, Morgan Stanley reported really good earnings as well. $1.66 per share, beating consensus estimate of $1.28. The results were helped by an 11% jump in investment banking revenue. In general, really good results from Morgan Stanley, and just like J.P. Morgan, I think this is one of the banks that could be bought on this sell-off actually. TSM, okay, Taiwan Semiconductor, and Taiwan Semiconductor raised its 2020 revenue forecast, saying that the ongoing pandemic accelerated demand for its high-end chips used in smartphone and other devices. Okay, so Taiwan Semiconductor is again falling on this sell-off, but it could be a terrific buy. One of the companies that I would pick up on this sell-off. TSM. Okay, BNTX. BioNTech. So BioNTech is the bio company that's working in collaboration with Pfizer on a new COVID-19 vaccine, and the CEO told Bloomberg that the late-stage trial for its COVID candidate remains on track, and the side effects are in line with those seen in earlier studies. So in general, on this drop, I would be picking up BNTX. BNTX is a terrific buy here, and I think the shares are going higher. Okay, SNBR Sleep Number. Okay, another interesting company is a mattress company, reported earnings well above estimates. Revenue also beat and issued an upbeat outlook, and shares a higher pre-market, and I think it could be even higher if not for this sell-off and the futures being lower this morning. So if the stock drops below $60, I would just grab it. Okay, and the last one is AA. Alcoa. So Alcoa reported $1.17, which is smaller than expected, of $1.38 loss, and revenue was above estimates. Stronger auto industry demand and higher aluminium prices helped the results, but shares are dropping, and I think it could be an interesting pickup. But shares are dropping, and usually they drop for 2 days, so I would wait for shares to come down a little bit more, maybe closer to $10 before I pick it up. And like I said, the two companies I would buy on this sell-off are Apple and Tesla. I think they're in a good position right now, and I like the chart, the technical setup, and I like the fundamental of these two companies. So TSLA and AAPL are my choices for this, buying stock on this sell-off. Okay, that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and I'll see you Monday.